She hadn't said a word since the night everything changed, not a single whisper. But inside the courtroom, surrounded by silence and tension, Nia slowly lifted her hand, not to speak, but to signal her dog. One tiny gesture. The judge froze, session suspended. No one could explain it, but everyone in that room felt it. Something wasn't right. Not with her. Not with what she had seen. Bellwood was a small, sleepy town in the heart of Louisiana, a place where people waved from their porches, where life moved slowly and nothing truly changed. But within the Brooks household, the silence was different. Heavy, suffocating. The laughter that once filled the air was gone. The lights felt dimmer, and Nia, she wasn't the same child anymore. She had stopped talking, stopped smiling, stopped being herself. Every night she would sit by the window, legs tucked close, eyes wide and unblinking, staring into the dark backyard as if she were waiting, or watching, or being watched. Camille, her mother, tried to act normal. She tried to stay strong. But every night when she saw her daughter frozen like that, something deep inside her twisted with dread. She wasn't just scared, she was certain. Someone or something was out there. What do you think? Do you feel it too? Something lurking in the shadows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Nia is being haunted, or is it something else entirely? 1 month before the courtroom, Camille had come home late from her shift at the hospital. The front door was slightly open, the lock undone. She ran inside, calling for Nia. No answer. She found her daughter in the closet, curled into a ball, shaking. Her eyes were distant, her arms wrapped tightly around her knees. Nia never said what happened that night. She never spoke again. The police found nothing. No fingerprints, no forced entry, no missing items, no evidence anyone had ever been there. Just a silent child and a mother losing hope. Camille tried everything. Child psychologists, therapy, medication, prayer. Nothing worked. Until she heard about a rehabilitation center, a place where traumatized children were paired with specially trained dogs. She hesitated, but something about the idea stuck. Maybe an animal could reach where words had failed. That's when they met Rex. A massive German shepherd with a jagged scar along his side and eyes that seemed to see through you. A retired K9 trained to protect, now repurposed to heal. When Nia saw him, she didn't flinch, didn't turn away. She simply stared. And then she moved. She reached out her hand. That moment, that simple touch, felt like watching a light flicker back to life. That night, Rex curled at the foot of her bed. Nia didn't look at the window. She lay on her back, hand resting on his fur, and she slept for the first time in weeks. She slept. Camille cried in silence, believing, hoping, that maybe, just maybe, they had turned a corner. But hope has a cruel way of teasing. On the third night, Camille woke to a low growl, deep, uneasy. She rushed to Nia's room. The girl was standing by the window, still, eyes locked onto the darkness outside. Rex stood beside her, tense, his ears alert. Camille followed their gaze. There, at the edge of the yard, a figure, barely visible in the moonlight. Someone was there, watching. She flipped on the light. The shadow vanished, not ran, not ducked, just disappeared. Again, the police found nothing. No footprints, no signs of forced entry, just the same cold air and unanswered questions. Only Detective Evans believed Camille. He installed motion cameras and quietly said, "If this is what I think it is, it's not done with her." That night, Camille didn't sleep. At 3:17 a.m., Rex growled again. This time, he wasn't looking at the window. He was facing the opposite wall, ears forward, muscles stiff. The room was locked. Camille entered slowly. Nia was awake, sitting on the bed, pale, silent. Then she whispered her first words in a month. "He's back." Camille froze. Her breath caught. "He who?" she asked, her voice shaking. No response. But Nia's eyes were locked on something Camille couldn't see, like she wasn't alone in the room, like something, or someone, was still there. That was when Camille knew. What had been outside was now inside, and it wasn't finished. Did you feel that chill? You're exactly the kind of person who should be here. Hit that like button if your heart skipped a beat and tell us in the comments, what do you think is haunting Nia? Your theory might just be closer to the truth than you realize. And don't forget to subscribe, because this story is far from over.